Hi everyone, and welcome to our lecture videos on qualitative research. In this first video, we're going to talk about the advantages and the disadvantages of qualitative methodologies. So to start, let's just make sure that we're all comfortable with the difference between qualitative and quantitative. To revisit the definitions you've learned from the beginning of the course, qualitative research is non-numerical. We've discussed how it's really helpful for exploratory studies, because if you don't know anything about the topic, it would be difficult to operationalize concepts and design close-ended surveys. Qualitative is also helpful for descriptive research, as it provides us the ability to analyze sensory data of all kinds. Qualitative research is also very useful after quantitative research to get at the why from explanatory studies. For example, let's say I conduct a survey asking about age and attitude towards death penalty. I find that the older people are, the more they support the death penalty. But what does that mean? Why are older people more supportive of the death penalty? For that question, I can turn to qualitative research. This type of descriptive information can give me the contextual information that affects the person's support. Maybe there's a difference in experiences, memories, child rearing practices, etc., that are influencing the death penalty attitudes. Qualitative research also gives me the opportunity to gather information in the subject's own words, and that can make a big difference in your research study's internal validity because it does not require you to interpret the subject's feelings or attitudes for them. Although qualitative research has its advantages, it also has some specific limitations. First of all, it's typically very time intensive. Qualitative studies are much smaller than quantitative studies, usually, because it takes so much longer to collect and analyze qualitative data. When we discuss the common data collection methods, you can see how time consuming the qualitative data collection process can be. Second, qualitative methods are more subject to objectivity concerns. Essentially, the line between the researcher and the research subject isn't always as clear as it is with most quantitative methods, so concerns about bias and subjectivity are more often brought up. I will explore these concerns further in some of the later lecture videos as well. The last limitation, and potentially the most serious in terms of qualitative findings, is that generalizability is often compromised in qualitative studies. This is because the time requirement discussed in Concern 1 creates the need for small sample, which reduces the representativeness of the sample and limits generalizability. Another issue in qualitative research, particularly field methods that we'll explore in the last lecture video, is that they commonly use non-probability sampling methods, which further impedes generalizability. All right, well, that concludes our very brief discussion about the advantages and disadvantages of qualitative methods. Join me in the next lecture as we go into more specifics about qualitative research design.